Driver seat. Na leo niko na privilege kubwa sana. I'm with Ndiritu Muriithi. Call him His Excellency, Honorable. He has served in all those positions. Kuongea about economics, finance, anything to do with money. Na sio pesa ya nyumba. Money to deal with an entire country, or even the entire Africa, or even understanding the globe, the Brickwood organizations, blah, blah, blah.
By the way, it is said, I don't know the reality of it, but it is said about Margaret Thatcher,
Okay.
And later on the Chancellor of Germany, that she said, look, when you want to think about the nation's finances,
Yes.
think about the kitchen budget.
Oh,
I have no way of proving if these words were really spoken by Margaret Thatcher, but there's out there.
So if you believe in that, and if Thatcher said that, does that make the woman a better finance minister then? Would a woman make a better finance minister if the kitchen was the country? Kitchen economy was the country.
Well, maybe that's the implication, man. But I think the point is about living within your means.
Yeah.
That you see, in the kitchen, you may want to make different kinds of food, but look, you can only make what you are able to buy with the ingredients you are able to. You see it even in our Kadogo economies,
That makes the man better, because the woman will buy spices, read books, try to
do.
Then she goes beyond
her budget.
Her means.
Yes.
Ni omena lakini imewekwa vitu mingi.
Ndio itoke fit. But I think really the whole point is about having or living.
Maybe I need to buckle up as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Be safe. Buckle up.
Okay. Someone needs to pass that to CS Markome.
Oh, indeed.
Road safety.
Road safety. And I would say, all of us as Kenyans, be safe. Let's exercise restraint and discipline out there on the roads.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we'll finish with economy, because that's a very wide space. Let's dive quickly into the current thing happening in Kenya now. The medical area. And to be direct, the doctor strike. Now I think it's on its 28th or 20 something days, going to a month now. It's like there's a stalemate. And why this is unique kwako, I think while governor at Laikipia only faced the same thing, probably somehow.
Indeed.
And how you made your decisions were unpopular, to be precise, but again.
Yeah, well, look.
In this situation, what would you do?
Firstly, I think that as a decision maker, you should make the tough calls. You cannot always be looking for the easy way out. You chicken out of making tough decisions because they might be unpopular. The correct thing to do as a leader is to do the correct thing. Make the right decision for the republic. But in this circumstance, both sides need to think about Kenyans. They need to think about the patients.
Okay.
Both sides.
Okay.
Now, if I were on the government side, I would say that if you've made a promise, and that's really what I am saying to government, if you've made a promise, you should keep that promise.
Okay.
Because when you get into this habit of not keeping your promises, you erode the trust that citizens have on leaders, on the political system, on the institution of government. Governments that cannot be counted on to keep their word.
Okay.
Yeah. So government needs to do the correct thing. Where you've made promises, fulfill those promises.
But he said hana pesa.
No, you see,
Like there's no money.
well, the difficulty with that is obviously doctors are going to ask, but how come you have money for all these other things? You have money to renovate state houses all over the place. You, as government, you have money to go on 2 trips per week all over the world, but you have no money to pay. I mean, how can anybody be expected to believe that? So you ask me, what decision would I make?
Yes.
The decision I would make, firstly, industrial action has to be within the law. If it is outside the law, and this was the case in Laikipia, if it is outside the law, then I will not have it. Number 2, promises made must be kept. Number 3, the health service indicator survey, done by the same Ministry of Health, shows that absenteeism is about 52%.
Absenteeism of
amongst all cadres of medical personnel,
our end job.
The Kenya National Health Indicator Survey, done by the Ministry of Health with the help of the World Bank, shows 52% absenteeism. If you take all cadre, so lab technicians, doctors, nurses, in fact, absenteeism is highest amongst doctors.
Are you saying the medics are giving us 48% service?
That's one way to interpret it. That the way the survey is done, they go to, at random, to about 3,000 medical facilities, 3,500. And they simply check, of the people who are supposed to be on duty today, right now, how many are there?
Only 48 out of 100.
48% out of 100 are the ones who are usually there. It is worst in West Pokot. In the last survey, showed that absenteeism was worst in West Pokot, 65%.
Oh, so only 35.
Makueni was actually doing quite much better at 25%. So that even in the best place, which was Makueni, 1 in 4
did not report to work.
They were not on. You look at the duty, who is supposed to be working today, and how many are there. So I would expect government, if I were government, I would deal with that issue of absenteeism. Yeah, that, good pay for full work.
Good pay for full work. Okay?
Yes, you cannot just be asking for it. I mean, just be asking for pay if you're also not providing the service. Also, as a national government, I would not make the same mistake of 2017, which is to assume I am the employer of doctors. Most doctors are employed by counties. So if you decide you are negotiating for the whole country, you better bring the employers on board. Otherwise, you will find that counties, you run into other difficulties about who then is the one to fulfill the obligation. So involve counties, because most doctors are employed by counties. Deal with this issue of absenteeism. Yeah.
Okay.
And if people are doing something outside the law, take decisive action. That's actually what happened in Laikipia.
Now, based on what you say, then, what's your take? Do you think devolving healthcare could have been wrong, because now they don't even know how to deal with the strike? The doctors don't know whether it is the governor who's responsible. They are all talking to the Ministry of Health. The governors are saying, sisi tuko sawa, tunawalipa, kwa nini hamkuji job? Do you think devolving healthcare is a mistake?
No, it's not a mistake at all, unless you do not believe in universal healthcare. Now, UHC has to do with getting services the most services to the most people when and where they need those services for a cost they can afford. So you have to deal with several things. In fact, let me start with getting services to the people where they are. UHC is not about Kenyatta National Hospital or Moi Referral or Jaramogi teaching and referral. Famously known as Russia Hospital. UHC is about getting services to the institutions previously referred to as dispensary and health center. Because you are trying to make sure that for every citizen, health service is within 3 to 5 kilometers of where they live. Now, modern UHC is about taking as much service to the health center and the dispensary as possible, including laboratory services. So you cannot achieve UHC if you have a centralized system. Because I ask you, you and I here in Nairobi today, how do we know what is happening? Let me say my village there, Shamane. How can we know?
It's difficult.
Yeah, but the medical personnel at Iguamete dispensary, they are the ones who know what is going on there. Therefore, devolving health services is a necessity if you want to achieve UHC. What is wrong is continued clawback and interference by the Ministry of Health.
They've not let go.
They've not let go. National government continues to increase the budget of the Ministry of Health year on year, 50 billion or 60 billion. The Ministry of Health has actually more money than counties do. Yet counties are the ones running
the healthcare on that level.
You see, national government only has national referral hospitals.
Okay, which are how many, by the way?
Yeah, maybe 5, if that. Because, I mean, it is Kenyatta National, Moi Referral, Jomo Kenyatta Uni. You know, even Russia, although it's a level 6 or level whatever, is actually run by county. Jaramogi Hospital in Kisumu is run by the county. What used to be Coast General is run by county. What used to be Nyeri Provincial Hospital is run by county. So the national government has a few institutions. They cannot be 5, I don't think.
I hope umesikia, besides mambo ya kulipwa ma interns nini, there is a problem in healthcare.
There are major issues in healthcare.
Big one ni HR, amwendi job.
The biggest is HR.
Siko baya.
No, that's the reality. The Kenya National Health Indicator Survey, not by me.
But are they staying at home or operating their own?
No, that's a different, it's a different story. I mean, where do they go? I don't know. But I also should know this, Maji. And I hope Kenyans, honestly, you understand it. In most of Kenya's towns, including Nairobi, the doctors who work in private hospitals are working on locum, meaning they are employees of the public. So when you go to Nairobi Hospital, you should know, or any hospital, let me not finger individual hospitals. What I mean to say is that most specialists, for example, are employees of Kenyatta National or Jaramogi, in the case of Kisumu, or Nanyuki Teaching and Referral, or Nyeri, like that. When you see them in private hospitals, they are there on locum or some other arrangement. But their primary employer is the public sector. There are major issues in health.
Wow.
When citizens complain about the quality of the service itself, that daktari yako hapa ndio, nasa yako hapa, hata kuna madawa. But are they friendly? Are they, customer service oriented. The big question is this. Daktari huyu maji akiwa kwa hii hosi ya gava
na akiwa kwa
ako na ukali, akienda kwa private
anachunga busy. Anyway, hapo ni driver seat. Umesikia about healthcare as by him, and I think kitu mimi nimepick hapo, HR
is the biggest issue.
Giving 100% service or even 70% service kuna issue. Secondly, a promise made
should be kept.
So hapo tunarusha ngori kwako Mr. President. In short tuseme hakuna pesa. Find a way to balancing. That's what you mean.
That's what I mean. And if you have money to renovate state houses, buy cars, go on regular trips, how can you not have money for health?
There you have it. Driver seat, doctor strike, healthcare, the future of healthcare in Kenya venye inaweza kuwa poa. Umesikia kutoka kwake. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, share that information so that we have a great country, accountable, transparent country, and iko tayari kuserve watu wake venye tunadai.